Hi, James.
We got the big gun up today. Is it recording?
Hi, Brian.
There we go.
How are you this morning?
I am fabulous. We'll see what happens. Hey, it's a Mike in the Mountain.
It is.
It's episode 2 of season 2, and you may be wondering, first off, what the heck are they doing back already? And
Happy New Day!
Happy New Day!
Yes.
But we've decided that we're going twice a week this year.
Yep. We're gonna get it.
We're gonna bring out new podcasts every Monday and Thursday because we can't get enough of each other.
Who is you?
So we're gonna be blasted out 2 a week. So let's start today's episode by apologizing for last episode.
Yeah, no, that was starting to get some feedback on that. And it was some unwanted information about wildlife.
Which we're going to do every week.
But it was neat to know. Yeah.
So we had so much negative feedback on that we're going to make it a feature on every podcast.
Why not?
That's the way I feel about it.
Politics or cool thing of the week about a critter.
Well, I think we'll go with cool thing of the week about a critter.
Yeah.
So, we'll address this just off the top. We record these podcasts a couple days in advance, and this one recorded just coming the day after what happened at the Capitol building and what went down. And I know, that's what's in everyone's mind. That's what they're thinking. That's what they're talking about, which is why we're really not going to.
No, man.
Because
seriously,
when things happen, you look for distractions and you look for a break.
Right.
People talked about. Alan Jackson even sang about it. And Where Were You When the World Stopped Turning? About did you turn off the news and turn on an I Love Lucy rerun? Well, I want to think of us as the I Love Lucy rerun that you can turn to take you away. Now, I don't know if I'm Lucy or Ethel.
Sure, Lucy.
I'm Lucy.
You're Lucy.
Yes, all right. You're Ethel. I thought for sure I would be Ethel. I really did. That's it. Are we Ricky and Fred, the husbands?
No, we're.
I think we're more Lucy and Ethel.
Well, no, we're not even that. We are. I don't even know how to describe it. We are the Mike in the Mountain. We are the Mike in the Mountain.
Absolutely, the new Lucy and Ethel.
The new Lucy
and that's what we want to try to be. Because man, we could get deep into what went down. We could get deep into feelings about it. We could get into all that. But that's not why you come here.
No.
There are places you go for that, but when you come here, you want a little breather. And that's what we want to try to give you. Although it seems like what's happened, just to start it off, is that how like when there's a President's Day sale and they say held over for another week due to great response? 2020 was held over for another week. Wasn't by great response, but that's what we'll just look at, because so many people are going, well, I'm looking at 2021. I got a 7-day return policy on it. I might want to give this one back already. But just on one final serious note about it, I was reading a quote, and because I've been called many times because I'm, the happiness warrior. I always try to find sunshine. I try to find some happiness, and people will call you blind. And they'll call you stupid or ignorant because you're not seeing the whole picture. But I believe in optimism, but I believe more in hope.
Right.
And there is a difference between the two. And I was just reading, there's a quote from a gentleman, Rabbi Jonathan Sachs, who was quoted as saying, optimism and hope are not the same. Optimism is the belief that the world is changing for the better.
Right.
Hope is the belief that together we can make the world better. Now, I'm not always filled with optimism, but I am filled with hope.
Oh, absolutely, man.
And that continues even through this. I have great hope for us.
Yep.
No question. All right.
Well, like Grandma always said, it'll all come out in the wash.
Oh,
it'll all come out in the wash.
See, now my grandma used to always say it'll all come out in the same place, meaning that it's all going to end up in the toilet. So she'd serve me a meal I knew I didn't like, and I'd go into the bathroom and scoop it into the crapper. What are you doing? Well, it all goes to the same place anyway. That never got me seconds or dessert.
No,
I'll tell you that.
yeah,
but then
for
again,
sure.
like I look like I missed a dessert. That's what Hey, I had a great. Excuse my voice for cracking.
Right.
But I had a great morning of discovery. I discovered. No. I have owned this jacket for like 3 years.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
I've owned it. I just realized this morning as I'm putting it on that the sleeves zip off. And
wait a minute.
No, this is so the sweatshirt that goes underneath that I always thought, well, it gets a little bulky sometimes.
Right.
Well, here the sleeves were made to zip off and come off. So now I got a new jacket that I've had for 3 years.
Dude, it looks good on you.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah. I would have had sleeves, but the beaver's arms weren't that long.
No.
So I
picture you as one of those guys who, like, when they got a new shirt, the first thing you did was rip it down the center or rip the sleeves off.
Oh, totally.
Okay.
Totally, man.
Customizing.
Totally. Yeah. Well, it's your look, your persona. Persona.
Yeah, don't try to use your fancy words with me.
No.
That's
So up on the mountain, what we say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a confession to make.
Lay it on me.
I have always made fun of people who dress their pets in clothing.
Okay, I'm not gonna. Okay.
No, come on. Come on.
No, go ahead and confess.
No. I've seen your dog in a jacket. So come on.
My dog. Not my dog.
There's a little dog that lives upstairs.
Nope, he ain't got no jacket.
There's no jacket?
No, he don't.
He's never had a jacket?
He had no damn jacket. I ain't
He looks
buying
like he wants
for
a
my
jacket.
dog. Listen, man, God gave every critter enough hair and fat on his damn body to sustain it. Why are you going to put a jacket on a dog? Really?
Tell that to a hairless cat.
That's genetics. Man's dabbling in the wrong stuff.
That's right. So
dabbling in the wrong shit.
So what's your stance on pets and coats?
Well, again, you're talking to a wildlife guy. I just think it's absolutely absurd. These people that, these people that put their dogs in coats or even the little booties, they even got little booties for them. No, man, you can't. Listen, it's an animal. These people say, oh, well, I can't stay outside for very long. It's a dog, or it's a Shih Tzu with hair longer than mine. What do you mean it can't stay outside? It's an animal. It's wildlife. It's meant to be outside. It's meant to be outside.
Confession.
It's got hair. It's got hair. Get that out, will you?
I have a confession.
Okay. Lay it on me.
We have a huge box coming from a pet supply company today.
No, you did not.
No, I did not. I did not. My wife decides I don't feel like running to the pet store, so I'm going to order the pet food.
Okay,
right?
food.
Okay.
The food,
all
yeah.
right. So she
Amazon.
orders the food, and the total comes up, and she thinks, wow, that's a little more than I thought. Maybe they were shipping. So she hits okay anyway, and then goes back and reviews the order. And turns out, like a month ago, she was thinking, oh, it'd be so cute if Dante had a nice winter jacket. And had put one in her cart, just plain,
Yeah.
Then she went and actually bought stuff, but that was still in her cart.
Oh, no.
So now today,
And
being
Dante?
delivered, my standard poodle Dante is getting a blue flannel jacket. Come on.
Are you kidding me?
Come on.
Dante has got the nap of nap, man. Standard poodle. That dude, and he's black. That's like soaks up the sun. A jacket for Dante?
I could not agree with you more. Honey, if you're listening, this is one thing. Look, I love you, and you're right on everything. But
Cover that ass.
yes, I am, and it takes a lot. But getting a standard poodle a winter jacket just doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
Maybe it was an accident. Maybe
it's what makes other dogs point. They don't even have fingers, but they're going to point at him and they're going to laugh. Yeah. He's already a poodle. He's got that working against him. The other dogs are already calling him a circus dog and, all that. And then you throw a jacket on it. Come on! No. What's next? Is she going to pull out a chihuahua out of her purse and a little, could that be next? I don't know where we're going with this.
It could be. But, I am to blame. So, listen, none of you dirty, rotten ever showed me that there was a button that you could empty your cart on Amazon. Well, I found the button.
You've been emptying carts?
I emptied my cart. Man, it's like Christmas showing up at my house, man. There's like 3 vans in a row. They're unloading the whole van. I realized what Elijah's been saving and Leah's been saving and Jackie. We don't want to talk about what Jackie's been saving. I didn't know you could order that through Amazon. At any rate, I get it all now. I just empty my cart, man.
I got to think you're the only guy who orders a fur coat for their dog.
Well, actually, if I was going to put a coat on it, it'd be a wolf coat. Because
what is that? A Shih Tzu and wolf's clothing? Right. I've never seen that before.
He'd just be hanging out the mouth of the wolf, dragging the whole eye. Oh, Lord of mercy.
I like to. I love to read, and I'll read through magazines, and I find, I'll find articles or a story that grabs me and makes me think of something from my past or whatnot.
Oh yeah.
I was reading a story about this guy out of Canada. And boy, if this didn't make me think of some of the old vehicles I've driven and so forth, I want you right now to get in the frame of mind of some of the old whoopties that you might have used to drive.
Whip.
This guy got in trouble. The police pulled him over and impounded his car because he had a lawn chair as the driver's seat. He had lost the interior. So he had a lawn chair sitting behind that,
man.
which I think is just great redneck ingenuity.
That's brilliant.
But I know that there were times I had windows that were duct tape.
Mm-hmm.
I had a front quarter panel that was made out of cardboard and duct tape.
Oh yeah.
At one point, did you?
We've all been there. Yeah,
we've all had that Flintstone car where you got to put your foot through the bottom.
Didn't even have a motor. It just sat out back. It was a good car though.
It wasn't really a car if it had no motor. That was a lawn ornament.
Well, it was, but it was mine. It was my first one. Dad said I can have it, the whole thing. Without the motor.
Did you ever have to tape anything onto your car aside from somebody you were initiating into the club?
Yeah, I've had to scrape some things off of the car. But that was an accident.
Yeah, of course it was.
It was totally an accident. Mm-hmm. I did not mean... No, I haven't taped... maybe some red tape on the taillights. But no, I've scraped a lot of things off. I tend to, I don't know, it's like it's drawn to me.
Well, then, and everyone had that car that it took certain little tricks to get it to go. Like, okay, it's a 3 on the tree. You got to pump the brake 3 times, hit the left blinker, and screw the gas cap a quarter turn. That'll fire right up.
Yeah. That's... Yeah. Oh, yeah. That sounds like a song. I remember thumbing through the want ads of the Shelby County Tribune when this classified advertisement caught my eye.
C.W. McCall. Yeah, absolutely. But I think we can all relate to that. I want to hear about if you've had a car like that. I'm going to be asking about that later on throughout the week. I want to hear about what you may have had duct taped onto a car.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Or would you have to scrape
off of your car?
Yeah.
Well, I'm reading through the same thing. One of my favorite magazines is called The Week. It just has a little bit of everything through it. And I was looking through, too, and there was a story out of San Francisco that it is illegal to smoke in your apartments in San Francisco because of secondhand smoke and all that. So, you can't find an apartment where you can smoke.
Really?
But you can smoke weed.
Wait a minute.
No, it is totally legal for you to sit in your apartment and smoke marijuana.
But that's smoking.
But you cannot smoke tobacco. They've said there's an area out here for if you want to go out and have a cigarette.
What?
It made me do the same thing.
Well,
so some guy's going, man, I could go for a Marlboro, but I guess I'll have this indica. You know?
That's because the secondhand is a contact high. So the secondhand is okay.
The people upstairs didn't complain about that as
No,
much?
they were like,
What
man.
were we pissed about, honey?
Yeah. I don't know, but give me a bag of chips.
Hey, did you hear about the koala? I was listening to this podcast.
No, honey, that wasn't a podcast. What were you doing?
Oh, no. Now, last episode, we started something that we're going to continue, and that's strange animal facts. Scott broke out some information about the koala.
That was an accident. Listen, some of you may be asking what frame of mind I was in. And you don't want to ever ask me that question. I mean, just ask Brian. But would you ever want to know what frame of mind I'm in?
No, and that's what I'm scared every time we sit down to do this. And we're doing it twice a week now when I have to unknowingly sit here and find out what's on your mind.
I can't wait. I've got so much to tell you.
No.
As soon as the Amazon truck shows up.
Well, last episode, we let you know that a koala has a forked penis and there are 3 vaginas involved.
Yes, well, not on the male.
No.
Yes.
No. Well, that would be there would only be one koala.
Right. Or something really strange happening.
Yes. What's he doing in the tree? Sorry, I didn't see it.
So when you go to the zoo and the monkey throws crap at you, everybody's looking at the koala going, what the hell?
Exactly. That's it. But I want to know if you knew this. I was reading an interesting animal fact about some lizards, geckos, and even juvenile alligators.
Okay, yeah.
That they can lose their tail and grow it right back.
Yep.
In fact, there are some geckos and other lizards that detach their own tails as a self-defense mechanism to ward off prey. Now that is some crazy stuff right there, man.
It is. And I grew up with it.
You did?
Down south, man, catching them little lizards. Inevitably, they drop their tail. And, man, it was cool as a kid to go, man, look, I can make this tail move. Show my sister. Hold it up, man, that tail's just flicking like crazy. Because it's a natural response to save their life. The nerves in the tail keep going and twitching and carrying on. Yeah, I mean, it was jerking tails, man. That was a game. See, I mean, jerking tails. No kidding. Oh yeah, down south, it's a kid thing, man.
Well, I seriously got to think, if I'm a predator and I'm going after something and it's badass enough to eat itself and throw it out, I might stop for a second and double think, about what I'm doing. Because, if some guy's coming after me and I say, hold it, and lop off my arm, do you think he's going to still keep coming?
No, you're going to stop him cold in his tracks going, yeah, man, I didn't want to rob you anyway.
That's
Lop off your own damn arm, man. What the hell?
I think that would stop somebody right there.
But no, think about the lizard, man. The lizard, they're a high speed for the most part, unless you're an iguana or something.
Yeah, one of them was falling out of the trees.
Yeah.
I want that one. He's my favorite.
I think Orango, man. But them dudes are hauling butt, man. And think about it. They got this long tail that's useless, no good. And something's on them. If it's fast enough to try to catch them, it's going to try to grab the tail. And when it grabs the tail, it just disconnects. And it can leave its tail behind.
So they leave it behind to distract,
to keep them alive.
Like you would do with a fat buddy if a bear was chasing you.
Absolutely.
You'd leave him behind like you did.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yes.
The bear spray?
Yes.
If it don't work on the bear, shoot your buddy.
That's
Run like hell. Shoot just pepper spray your buddy and go, man. And as you're going, I'll call 911. It's survival.
That's friendship.
Listen,
brother.
One brother to another.
You would do that for me?
Man, no.
No.
No,
Well, it was something it was something I didn't know, and I know there are so many oddities in the animal world, and we're going to bring those to you as a feature in our podcast. We want to try to bring you a few things regularly, and there is so much.
Oh my gosh!
In the animal kingdom that just blows your mind.
Well,
you know?
yeah, I mean, I talked to you a little bit this morning prior to this about how, listen, folks, my Happy New Day started out yesterday with, man, I got to get on a diet. I'm overdoing it on the sugar. I am beyond borderline diabetic. I mean, I'm right there.
I hear you, brother.
And the first thing that came to my mind yesterday, going through this no sugar, no carbs, I had 18 carbs yesterday.
That's great.
Yeah, it is, but it's not, because I typically have about 30,000 a day.
Yeah, that's a drastic change.
Yeah, so I've went into snail mode. Now, what's cool about wanting to go into snail mode, did you know that a snail can sleep for up to 3 years?
No way.
I am ready to go in snail mode, dude. My wagon is not just dragging, man. I mean, it's broke, dude. I am beat. I am totally reliant on sugar here the past however too long, to where, man, I don't know how to function, man. I'm on the vitamins. I'm on tons of stuff that I need and we should have. Mm-hmm. My omegas were low. My vitamin D was low. So, man, I'm getting back up on that. But
I'm doing the same thing, the liquid vitamin D.
Yeah, it's a huge alter to your body, your lifestyle, but it's for the better, it's for the good, and it's for what's right, man. I mean, I'm not going to tell you, dude, there's a whole batch of homemade chocolate chip cookies up there that are absolutely killing me, just absolutely demonic, mortifying. I mean, but dude, I can't. Dude, when I went through the numbers this morning with my doc, and he said, Scott, you got to do something. And I told him, well, I just started yesterday. And he said, good, don't stop. Because I've always been climbing toward that diabetes, but it's not got to this. I am 0.1 away from being diabetic. Well, now, that's spooky, brother.
Well, I'm impressed that you're doing this. We've talked about this a bit, of getting back on the bandwagon, and I'm doing the same thing, where I'm limiting the amount of carbs. When I really hit it, when I lost 140 pounds, it was to eat 100 grams of protein every day,
right, and
have 30 or less carbs.
Right.
And if I stuck to that, there was no fail.
No.
You know, there's no way I could fail.
Right.
It's just really, really mentally hard to do.
Oh my gosh.
Physically it gets hard too, because we were talking, you get cold when you're not putting in the calories you're used to.
I'm freezing right now, and I'm in fur, man. I'm cold.
No, I hear you.
I'm cold.
But I wish you luck, and I want to jump in with you, and I want to do the same kind of thing, get into that keto state and do all that. You have to. But I can tell you, as you talked about, just being now just a heartbeat away from diabetes, that as somebody who was shooting up 5 to 7 times a day with insulin for a decade or more, that when I lost the weight, I have not had a shot of insulin in 2 years now.
Man, dude, that's incredible.
and my A1C just came back right where it's supposed to be. All those things are still good, but I know for me, I still have 25 to 30 pounds to get me back to where I originally was when I felt my absolute best.
Right, absolutely.
And if I'm expecting the best out of 2021, I got to be the best version of me.
Right.
And I think a lot of us have that going on right now, where we can look and we let ourselves go a bit mentally, physically, in whatever way. But hey, it's time to round the wagons and get back going again.
And that's a good point, man. We got a lot of people that look up to us, that count on us, that hold us accountable. And for those people out there that don't think they have that, you damn do. You damn do. My view on everything has been, if you're sucking air today, if you're breathing and you're upright, you still got a job to do. You still got to press in. So, man, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. And as we get older, it don't get any better. It don't get any easier.
No, we need us around.
Yeah.
All right? Except you. That one, pointing. No, it's that one guy. No, I wasn't pointing at James.
Right, no, that
one guy and one guy in Pierce.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
There's a spider behind that book.
No.
Yeah, there is. I'm shitting, man. There is this. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm back. Dude, there is a spider behind that book.
This is the greatest
Dude, I'm weak
moment.
in the freaking knees, man.
This is the greatest thing to see. Oh, man. Did you find him?
No.
That means he's still around here.
I know. Okay.
All right. Well, let me get on to the artist of the week then.
Yes. I don't like spiders. I got a thing with spiders, man.
Hey, every week on the show, we have a feature where we talk about a musical act, my artist of the week. And this guy was in Spider-Man. And
Seriously, man?
No, but he is.
Ah, man, I can't do spiders.
This guy has spun a web of hits that it's just. But I want to talk because I tried to do this last podcast.
What about
But
Spider-Man?
your koala fact got in the way of me trying to talk about
dude.
Aron Watson.
Okay,
All right, he deserves to have the credit.
Yes, he does.
What I'm talking about today, you go ahead and do what you got to do. If you got to run, you run.
Let's go, Aron.
But I want to talk about underrated artists. Now, there are, everyone's got an artist that they say, oh, this guy is so good. Why doesn't he get more credit? He's underrated. And one who stands out to me is Aron Watson. Aron Watson is as country as a tater. He is the real deal. He sings about
tater.
I did. He sings about cowboys, about rodeo, about God, about family, about country. I mean, he's as country as can get. And he's one who did it his way. I have so much respect for Aron Watson because he never compromised his style just to sell records or get a label deal. He's one who had an independent label. He was just making it in the Texas music scene forever. I mean, he was a god in Texas. He would sell out arenas in Texas. Outside of the border, barely anyone knew who he was. But in Texas, he was everything. A friend of mine had turned me on to his live album where I got to hear songs like San Angelo and Heyday Tonight and all these songs, and I just fell in love with the groove, with the feel, with the countryness that this guy brought forth. So I then went back and discovered all these albums that I'd missed from his Texas days. And then a little bit later down the road, he signed, a major label picked him up because they couldn't ignore the success anymore that this guy was having, and signed him in. I had him in studio. We used to do an event called the 28 Hours of Hope, where we would stay on the air for 28 hours to raise money for abused children. Aron was in town playing a show at the Aggie Theater in Fort Collins and stopped by the studio and spent an hour, 2 hours in the studio with us, just talking, hanging out. And I really got to know him in that period of time and just so impressed with him as a person and what a great guy he was. Well, I became then a supporter of playing his music on the radio. We were one of the stations around here that actually played Aron Watson. And I remember when I added his record and played it in the active rotation for the first time, I get this letter in the mail addressed to me. And the return address was from Texas, and it said Watson.
No way.
And I open it up, and here it is a letter from his little daughter.
What?
His daughter wrote me a letter saying, thank you for playing my daddy's record. Maybe I'll get a bigger pony now.
Right on.
But it just hit my heart. And it was just so cool that he had his family involved in this and they were writing radio stations and thanking him. So, I'll always treasure that. And it just really showed what a great dude this guy is. Well, Aron has a new album out. It's dropping called American Soul. You can pre-order it now. And if you do, you get 5 of the cuts in advance. The rest will be coming as soon as it is released. But it is right on par with all the great Aron Watson albums that he's put out over the last few years, from The Underdog to Vaquero to all these great ones. This falls right in. If you're an Aron Watson fan, it's what you expect out of Aron Watson. It's just great country music. So I get excited about that. American Soul, as always. You can check out, when we talk about our artists of the week, we feature them on our website at themikeandthemountain.com. And if you go there, I always put up a couple videos and write a little story about my thoughts about that artist. And I'm stretching this out as long as I can because I know Scott is so scared that there is a spider right over there. But
Aron, I'm sorry, man. We ain't meant to diss Aron. with the koala and spider. I think you pulled that off rather well. Aaron, we love you, man.
No, I'm going to let him. I'm going to let Scott run, but we'll join you again next week for more of the Mike in the Mountain. Again, we're coming at you 2 times a week now, and we appreciate you tuning in. Happy New Year once again, and for Lucy and Ethel, or for Scott and
Happy New Day.
Scott and Brian, it's the Mike in the Mountain.
Yes,
Peace. All right, go Scott, run.
No,
Get that spider.
Touch me right there.
That's it.
Here's my tail. Here's my tail. I didn't know it was my. No, dude, there was a Spider-Man.
Well, I didn't think you were faking it. Okay.
Yeah, I just gotta walk away.
Yeah, I know. All right.
See ya. Give me the willies. Give me the freaking heebie-jeebie.